My mother lied about my father's passing. Turns out I have 54 half-siblings.
54? 54!
He was busy.
Not 4, not 5, 54?
Yep, you read that right. Buckle up, because this is a wild one. Trigger warning, death in a car accident. Growing up, I'd always remembered my mom being a single mom. I don't remember the exact moment she told me my dad was passed because I was so young. I've kind of always known. My mom told me that my dad died in a car accident 2 months before I was born. She said he was hit by a wasted semi-driver and was killed instantly on impact. Obviously, no one questions their own mother, especially at a young age. You believe their every word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
By the way, this comes from Wondersoft the World on the r/OKstorytime subreddit. So this is what I always told people growing up if they ever asked about my dad. I would say I don't have a dad because he was killed. My mom, even on financial aid papers, claimed to be a widower. Whenever I asked questions, my mom said things that just made sense to me. Like, Mom, why don't you have photos of Dad? She told me they all burned in a house fire they started by the dryer right after I was born.
That's weird.
This made sense because we had moved to a new house when I was very young. Also, again, why would you question your own mom? I tried to research my dad and his death, but nothing ever came of it. I assume because back in the day, they didn't have computers or internet. If they did, it wasn't much. I later found out his name was Donald, according to my birth certificate. The only reason I found this out was because I had forced my mom to give me it so I could get my license at 16. A lot of the times, I tried to ask more questions when I got older, but my mom became visibly angry when I did this. Eventually, I just stopped because I didn't want to get yelled at anymore. This strained our relationship growing up. My mom and I were really never close. I tried asking family members questions, and literally no one, even my grandpa, knew. My mom and grandpa are super close, so this was very odd to me. The last time I asked grandma before I finally asked my mom for the last time, my grandma said, I don't know who or where your dad is, but I know your mother loves you. Holy crap, when my grandma said that, I got goosebumps and knew something was very wrong. Fast forward to when I was 19, I started to see a therapist after being a victim of attempted kidnapping and diagnosed with PTSD. My therapist told me to take a DNA test to possibly find out more about my dad's side. This way, I could still find out info without having to ask my mom and making her angry again. I asked my mom to pay for the DNA test because I was a poor college student at the time. She right away got so mad and yelled at me.
Mom, it's for therapy and PTSD, and I need to know who my father is.
Oh boy. She claimed that the government was going to clone my DNA and sell it, so I never ended up taking it. After that, I didn't bring it up again. Fast forward to when I was 20 years old, around Thanksgiving time, my 3 friends and I had a fun day of baking cookies and talking all day long, until I brought up the stories of my past and my father. I had a conspiracy theory that I made up about my life was a total joke. I told my therapist once and my now friends. The theory: what if my mom had a one-night stand with a rock star / musician and got pregnant with me? She never was able to find him again, so she couldn't tell him. My mom is considered the golden child in her siblings, so in order to remain in the good graces of my grandparents, she told them she eloped and got married, then got pregnant with me, and shortly after, my dad died in a car accident right before I was born. Would make total sense why none of my family met him or knew him if it was a short relationship. My theory wasn't too off. But this is what really went down. My friends all told me that my stories didn't really add up. A lot of them said they seemed odd, but never said anything. My friends paid for me to take a DNA test finally. I took a DNA test and then confronted my mom about it. She finally confessed that she always wanted to have a child, but never wanted to get married. She found a clinic that would do sperm donor babies. She had 2 miscarriages before me with all different donors. The 3rd time she got pregnant with me. The name Donald came from the donor. There was no dad that died in a car accident. All lies.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Now we at least know the truth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see why mom was not okay with telling this to the daughter.
With my results from the DNA test, I mostly just had first cousin matches and didn't think anything of it. But what I didn't know was the first cousins and half siblings share a similar amount of DNA. A few weeks later, a girl messaged me claiming to be my half sister. She was able to answer all of my questions I had. The reason my mom never could answer those questions weren't because she was upset he died, but because she truly didn't know.
Oh.
So she had no idea who this guy was.
It's just Donald. That's it.
Oh, he has a good 401k and is 6'5". All right. My kid.
Good genes.
Good genes. Can dunk.
That's it.
All
Donald.
right. Done. The girl who messaged me was correct that she was my half-sister. She introduced me in a group chat to the other siblings. This was 3 years ago, and we had 30 half-siblings at the time. Now we're up to 50 and expecting more to still pop up. We are from all over the country. We will truly never know how many of us there is because of how messed up the donor industry is. As for my dad being alive, we found this out recently. After a few years of research and sleuthing, my sisters found our donor through leads from the DNA test. We have reached out to him, and he is grateful to know about us. We have limited contact due to his family and his horrible wife. His wife wants to keep her good reputation, in air quotes. Like helping families get pregnant is a bad thing. Partly, I think his wife is homophobic.
Wait.
His wife is very religious, and most of our siblings' parents are the same-sex couples. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's because usually that's what they do for. Yeah.
Okay. I was like, what's so about this?
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I was also in the same like, huh.
Our donor never told his family about being a sperm donor in college because of his extremely Catholic family. I wish he would tell them and we could meet our cousins, aunts, uncles, and grandparents, but it's unlikely he ever will. He talks to us rarely to say happy birthday or Merry Christmas, but that's about it. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Thankfully, he was able to give us updated, correct medical information. This is so cool. I honestly maybe wouldn't be one, but I would love to be a donor and be like, "What's up? What's up, dudes? How's it going?" It's tricky.
It is
because then it's like they might try to get money from you or whatever.
That's what I was gonna allude to, especially.
But
I think
this
maybe
relationship,
that's why the wife too. His wife, the sperm donor's wife, Donald's wife, is just like, these aren't our kids.
Yeah.
Like yeah. These aren't you did the donations. That's it. What's done is done. You don't have to talk to them.
Yeah.
They're out of your life. You're like, if I were if I were Donald, I'd be like, what do you mean?
That's good. Come on.
I want to see what I look like.
I love my family.
Yeah, this is my big family. And
I've always wanted a big family.
The fact that he's saying happy birthday, Merry Christmas, he shows that he cares.
He's a great guy.
He genuinely cares.
Great guy. W donor.
This is just a weird situation that I don't even know how to go about.
Amen. I'm just glad Donald's a good guy.
Yeah.
There has been a few donor child stories on the OK Storytime podcast, but my story is a bit different from what I've learned before on the pod. Sadly, this is common in the donor children community. Many parents lie to their children with no planning to tell their kids. Mm-hmm. In the 90s, no one ever expected that DNA test would be what it is today. Oh, it shot a lot of people in the foot. Edit/update. As of January 24th of 2023, we have just found 3 more siblings. We now have 53 siblings and counting.
Oh my gosh.
Another update 21 months later. I was 20 when I discovered that I had 30 siblings until recently. I recently turned 25 and now we have 54 siblings. We are likely to find more during the holidays, as many people receive DNA tests as gifts or buy them on sale at that time. Unfortunately, we will never truly know how many of us there are. The donor industry is extremely sketchy and doesn't keep accurate records of live births, allowing them to sell more. I got married in September, and we just received our photos back. 4 of my sisters were bridesmaids.
That's adorable.
And one of my brothers attended as well.
That's awesome.
That's so sweet. Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
Most of them drove 7 to 13 hours, and some even flew across the country to be there for the wedding weekend. This experience was something I never dreamed of as a little girl, but I am so happy I got to share my wedding day with my siblings by my side. My friends who bought me the DNA test mentioned in the original post were also at the wedding and met my siblings for the first time. This is so cute.
This
oh
is
my gosh.
crazy.
This was full circle, surreal moment. Now, onto the real tea of the evening. My family members still had no idea about this.
Whoa.
Literally none of them. My family was my debut, you could say, of my mom's long-held secrets. I was tired of bearing her burden because it was never mine to hold. The wedding program including my siblings' names and labeled them as sister of the bride or brother of the bride. My mom had refused to give a speech at the wedding for some reason. I told her that a parent typically does this and that the groom's father was giving one. She still refused. So I told her my sisters would instead. She said that was fine, but I don't know what she expected them to say since they weren't going to lie for her too.
Okay.
They checked with me first to see if it was okay to talk about the siblings and how we found each other. I said, F it, just do it.
I love this. This is crazy.
During the speeches, it felt like dropping a bomb and then walking away. I got to sit back, grab some popcorn, but no, literally, because we have popcorn as wiener tail snack. We replaced cock with wiener.
Oh,
that's so funny.
Oh, yeah. Cocktail, wiener tail. Love that. I love
that. And watch the show unfold. My three sisters gave a speech together, and it was one of the funniest things I've ever heard. They talked about how we all took DNA tests and how I was found. The looks on my aunts, uncles, and older cousins' faces were priceless.
I love this.
I am so glad we have a videographer and should be getting those back too soon. They were in utter shock and disbelief. Their reactions were almost as entertaining as the speech itself. It felt incredible to finally be able to speak openly about my life. Of course, I noticed a lot of whispers and strange glances afterwards, but that was no longer my problem to fix. Thankfully, my narcissistic mother managed to keep it together during the wedding, of course, because she had to maintain a front for the world. However, the following week, once we were back home, she was absolutely awful to me, and she still mostly is. Ultimately, I believe it was 1000% worth it, and I would do it a million times over again. The truth always comes out. And we can be truthful that we will always go live every weekday at 3 p.m. PST. Just tap her profile.
Tap it.
What'd you think about the speech? Beautiful.
I love
Absolutely
this.
Beautiful. I want to see the video.
I want to see, like, I just want to see all of it. But, and I'm so happy that OP got, like, a lot of, not just, like, one or two. She got, like, 5 siblings, 6 siblings to come, which is great. I would have talked to my mom first, or her mom. After. Or like it seemed like she didn't do it prior.
Well, she was like, "Hey, can you give a speech?" No, okay, I'm gonna have my other 3 sisters do it. She's like,
"Okay." I think she did the day of. It seemed like. I don't think it was like,
"No,
hey, Mom.
I think she did it. I think she did it before." Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because it sounded like she did it the day of. At least she did. She dropped a bomb on everyone else other than her mom. I don't understand. Like,
her and her mom have always been not good.
Yeah, but like, especially being a single parent, it seemed like her mom was a single parent.
Yeah. I think she's ashamed of it.
100%. I agree. But like, I would have been like, Mom, it's okay. Like, zero judgment. I'm here because of you. Yeah. And because of him. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Of course.
So why, especially when it's already found out, why dig a bigger hole when there's no need to dig a bigger hole? I don't know. This story itself for OP though. Like, it's not about the mom. It's about OP. Yeah. This is great for OP.
Oh yeah.
OP has siblings. They have a group chat.
So beautiful.
54.
Wow.
Is the dad still, because he has a family, it seems like, or at least a wife, and is he still donating?
No, he probably put in a lot of work back in the day.
Dude, that's wild. This is a very happy story. I love this story.
Since we found our donor and have contact with him, I sent him photos of the siblings and me from the wedding. He was thrilled for us. He wished us the best and said we all looked beautiful. I replied, "Thank you so much. I guess we have some good genes."
That's so cute.
Additional info from OP. One thing I forgot to mention, not super important, but just funny. Sister with black hair and I came from the same clinic. We are a few months apart, so our mothers likely crossed paths while at the clinic because it wasn't a big town. When I first met her, it felt like I already knew her. I joked because we had already met on the shelf at the clinic.
The fact that they can joke about this.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's brilliant.
Dude, I love this.
Yeah.
This is a great story.
No. OP, you have a great mindset with this. This is the best story of the day right here.
Shout out to your friends, by the way, because again,
you knew that DNA test?
Yeah, they got it for her. They're like, you can't afford it. Your mom doesn't want you to do it, and she won't buy it for you.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do it for you. Surprise DNA test.
Great
do
friends.
it.
Friends.
Yeah, W friends. Is that the end of the story?
That's the end of the story.
Whoa. 54 siblings. And
Beautiful.
the fact that I mean
everyone seems happy about it.
There's probably
too.
more. There could be more.
Oh, yeah.
They even said that.
Oh yeah, there's probably 150 out there.
But how would you react? You're like, oh, I'm adopted.
If I found out
or not
that,
adopted, I'm a donor.
If I grew up with a single mom and my life turned out to how it is, I'd probably be, if I am right now, I'd probably be happy.
Yeah.
Be like, no freaking way. I have more family. This just means I can travel like everywhere more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably like suss them out, be like, what's up?
Yeah.
And then be like, dude, come to LA, check it out.
I would do the same thing. Like
Yeah.
if I had a single parent, or again, if I had like 2 dads, 2 moms, and they're like, I was a donor child, I would be so just interested in like, who was my donor? Like, who do I look like more? Do I look like more like him? Do I look like one of my parents that raised me? It's crazy. I do have a friend who is she's a donor.
Oh wow.
She's not a donor. She's a donor
Donor
child.
baby.
Yeah, donor baby. So, and she has a sister. Same thing.
Oh wow.
Because she has 2 moms, and they look kind of alike, but it's 2 different donor dads.
Yeah.
The friend I know, she's very interested in knowing who her dad was. Her sister's like, I don't care.
Oh wow.
So to each their own. So,
each their own.
But I don't think my friend ever found out.
Dang.
So, but like she said, and like IOP said, it's hard and sketchy with their records. But this was a great story. I love this story.
That was beautiful.
This was a great story.